What is going on, guys? Welcome to Gump's Videos. My name is indeed Kyle Gumpert, and about 10-15 minutes ago I reached 300 subscribers, and it finally feels good to be out of the 200s. I have been in the 200 mark, if my memory serves me correctly, for a year and a half now. And back then, I told my viewers I was not going to do a 300 subscriber special. I'm only going to do it when I get to 500. But at that time, I was gaining so many subscribers at such a fast rate. I was expecting to get to 300 in 6 months, not even. I'm not complaining because YouTube is a very, very hard system to thrive in, especially recently. With YouTube going down the drain recently, making it next to impossible for content creators like me, you, and your average Joe to make money off of the platform, it's getting harder for us, and it's always been hard for us small YouTubers, but it's getting harder for us to get some recognition, not only with the copyright claims and just the way the YouTube platform works with, like, when you search up something, they always do the big guys first, and even if the title is nothing like what you searched up. YouTube is a hot mess. It is. But people are forgetting, not everybody, but there's a good amount of people forgetting what YouTube did to the world as a whole. It's to me, it pushed me to becoming a filmmaker. Without YouTube, I would not have pursued my career as a filmmaker. I would have probably done something else, and I would have been miserable with my life. And some people might be saying to themselves, hey, you're giving YouTube too much credit. But hear me out. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would still be looking up Wikipedia sites for movie news, because prior to YouTube, I was relying on Wikipedia. I'm like, oh, Spider-Man 4, then like 7-8 months later, Amazing Spider-Man came out. I found this YouTuber, his name is John Campia, and at the time he was with AMC Theaters, and this was early 2013. And this is when I officially created an account, not Gump's Videos, but an account with YouTube so I could subscribe to him. And him talking about the world of movies inspired me a lot to pursue this industry, something that is next to impossible and something that people have been telling me, don't get your hopes up. But I'm ready to chase my dreams because of John Campia, because of YouTube. He had a blog beforehand, but I didn't know his blog. I didn't even know he had a blog until like 2 years ago. And not only that, it's helping me do something with my life. Like, I'm not going to get into the teary-eyed shit, but like, my life has been kind of boring in certain ways and a little too exciting in other ways. But YouTube gave me something to do with something that I loved. So I felt like I was doing something meaningful. Like, I'm doing something to like further my career. Even though like filmmakers are gonna be like, oh, he's got a YouTube channel, that will make us have him as our filmmaker. No, that's not the point. The point is I'm still living in this world, and it's helping me do something in this world. And I'm extremely thankful for that. And it's kind of expanding my friendships with some people. Friends I've been close with for a long time. And then when they found out that I had a YouTube channel, something clicked and something different changed in our friendship for the better. And a friend who I hardly ever talked to growing up, we started talking senior year. He knows who I'm talking about. And he's going to throw some sass or he's trying to lighten the mood up as usual. But no, we've known each other for so long. And then it was senior year where we started talking. And then, but that was it. After we graduated, that was it. He gave me his number, and I gave him my number on the last day of school. So I texted him several months ago, like, hey, buddy, you interested in the podcast? And I was expecting him to say no because, like, so many others said no. But he's like, sure, man. And now I feel like we're closer than ever when it comes to friendship because we're talking almost on a daily basis. We're like, he got me into Star Wars, and yes, I'm officially down with Star Wars. Like, I've always said that I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, I like the originals, I hate the prequels, and I love Force Awakens. I was alright with Rogue One, and I hated Last Jedi, so it was a mixed bag. But when he kind of forced my hand into watching the Clone Wars, and I'm severely thankful for that. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have had the courage to text him, so like, hey man, you want to come over on Fridays and do the podcast? But he did, and we've been hanging out for like several months after that. And we've known each other since, I think, like second grade. Funny thing is, we were pen pals back in elementary school. Pen pals is a program where you would write letters to a separate school, and he was my very first pen pal. That's when we met, and then those two schools were at my school and his school. We kind of merged into this one bigger elementary school. That's where we started talking, and we stopped talking for a bit, and then senior year, that's when we got together. And there's so many other friends that helped me reconnect with, and not just that, it helped me make so many new friends in this community of YouTube, in this community of filmmaking and film lovers. Superman Nico from New World Nerds. I would have never, ever heard of him. Kyle Kinnear from Kinnear Reviews, previously known as Vanquish X. I would have never met him. One of the coolest guys I've ever talked to on this platform. Invention. Cool guy. Amazing webhead. Amazing guy. The Cool Nerd Show, Steve Trezis, Scott Burnett, Devin Burke, and Joe, and so many others on that platform, on that channel. Those are probably the coolest people I've ever met, because we first met face to face at Six Flags Great Adventure, because they said on one of their live streams, they're like, yeah, we're going to go to Six Flags if any of you guys want to meet up with us. And I was the only one who was like, yeah, that's like an hour and a half drive away. I can go there. So we met there. And I would have never talked to those guys because they live North Jersey. I live South Jersey. But there's so much connection, and there's just so much fandom coming off of them and coming off of me. We're just geeking out, having a fun time. The weather was shit, but we had a fun time. So then I went on their podcast twice. Steve went on my show twice. We're making friends. I'm making friends. And a lot of independent YouTubers or small YouTubers that are like under like 10,000 subscribers tend to forget that this platform was never originally based to make money. It was originally to connect the world together. And I've never really talked about what is my biggest thing in life, like one thing I cherish most in life, and that is family and friends. I love connecting with people. I love interacting with people, and this platform is a great place for that. It really is. And it's a shame some people tend to forget that. Yes, YouTube is corporate now, but without us, the creators and the viewers, YouTube would not be here. If we start changing our ideology at some point, I would assume, you could call me naive for this, but at some point, if everyone, and I mean everyone, changed their tune about YouTube, YouTube would eventually have to adapt. And that's what they've adapted before in 2012, and they're in the middle of a process of adapting right now, 2017, 2018, and it's not going well. They're having a hard time adapting. But long story short, I don't care if I make it to 10,000 subscribers. Would I like it? Yes. I would love to make it to 1,000, to 10,000, to 1,000,000. I would love that. That would mean the world to me. But at this point, if I got 1,000 subscribers tomorrow, but I had to lose my connections with everybody else, I would never, ever do that. If I had to get, if someone said you can get 10 million tomorrow, but you have to stop, like you have to forget Steve, you have to forget Superman Nico, you gotta forget everyone you've ever interacted with on this platform to get 10 million subscribers. At that point, I'll be like, what's the point? I'm making friends, and that is the most cherishing thing in the world to me. Making friends, having family, that is the most important thing. And we're making memories. Some people might think I might quit YouTube one day, like so many other small YouTubers. It might be a chore some days, but most of the time, I always have a smile on my face. And that means the world to me. So for my 300 subscriber special, I wanted you guys to take a new look on YouTube. Yes, YouTube is not doing great things right now, but start looking at YouTube as a portfolio of memories and a window to making new friends. If you start looking at that, then I will guarantee you YouTube will become a much better place in your eyes. Thank you guys for 300 subscribers. It means a lot to me. And hopefully, it doesn't take me a year and a half to get to 400. Thank you guys.